Hello dear viewers, and welcome back to the Musings of Maverick channel. I'm your host Maverick, where today we're going to be watching Kimetsu no Yaiba episode 8. So last episode where we left off, our main protagonist, our main hero Tanjiro, has gone into Tokyo, right? Apparently his next mission is over there, and so, he's received his orders, and apparently running around Tokyo at large without really any support, being, sort of like a country boy and in a big city for the first time. But in any case, what's even more interesting is that he actually managed to pick up the scent of Muzan, the original demon, I guess you could say, and the only one who's able to change other people into demons. And apparently they've now had their big confrontation, although it doesn't seem like Muzan is going to be, taking his time with Tanjiro. He basically turned another guy into a demon right before him, and so I assume Tanjiro is going to have to take care of that dude instead. Also, this is the first time I believe that Tanjiro is going to be fighting a demon under the public eye. I'm not quite sure how it works there. I've said numerous times before, I'm still not quite sure how these demon slayers are able to carry their weapons in broad daylight. You'd be bound to get arrested if you do that. This is the 1920s already. So not really sure how that entire part works. But I'm sure they'll figure it out somehow, right? So, in any case, let's just get into the episode right now. There's no real big news that I want to share with you guys. Well, there are some news, but not really relevant to for most people. So, let's just get on with the episode. And let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, and now he's gonna turn into a demon. Roar. I actually forgot that was the sound he made. So really roar. Oh, that was fast. Alright. Let me skip this real quick. I'll see you guys in a second. The smell of enchanting blood. Hmm? I mean, honestly, if you're asking me, I'd say it's probably more important to actually kill the guy who can make all these demons. Not that he's actually able to fight him at this point, anyways. And you probably shouldn't yell that you're gonna kill someone in broad daylight. But seriously, come on, use your brain, Hench. Oh my god. What the hell? Hmm. Alright. I believe these two also appeared in the opening as well, but are they friend or foe? Hmm. Are they demons? Okay. So a demon with conscious. I guess maybe he can learn something with that, Tanjiro? You know, considering how Muzan is dressed, I have to wonder whether he's actually of high social status here in the human world. Definitely looks to be some. Well, I guess we'll find out in a second. So he's gonna transform some more people. Hmm? Nah. Yeah, he deserved that. Ooh, nice. I would say I'm not that sympathetic towards these people. So he's a guy with a complex? Oh, he's gonna turn her into a demon. Is she actually gonna explode? Damn. Hmm. Well, this guy is cool, but he definitely has a complex. Oh, wait. Don't tell me Tanjiro's father or something is actually like a legendary demon slayer or something. Alright. Have you paid yet? I guess so. Wait, shouldn't you be... Ah, there we go. Hmm? Huh? No, I was like wondering, shouldn't you be asking them a lot more questions? Shut up, Tanjiro. Hmm. So that's the cloaking spell. Okay, so what is the relationship between these two? They seem like brother and sister or something, but... No, please do. Tamayo. Yushiro. Because you're a doctor? Curse. Yeah, mind explaining a few things? That's a good way to do things. Yes, and Nezuko probably needs... Look at Nezuko over there. What are you doing, Nezuko? Mm-hmm. Oh. That's... I knew that was gonna happen. I mean, come on. Yeah. Thank you for finally... Ooh. Oh, I seem to recall these from the opening as well. Ah. Nah. Look at the animation of this. Okay. Nezuko. Can't you guys like at least talk about their background and backstory first? Hmm? Oh, a beast can work? What? Aww. Well, I'm pretty sure he's willing to do anything in order to save Nezuko, so... But, like, maybe ask what's her relationship with Muzan and... Bouncy ball attack. Vindictively? Cruelly? I think cruelly might be a better... What? Alright. No real answers, but at least we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Yeah, let's see. Oh. Okay, so I guess this guy is obsessed with her. Okay, this dude. Alright. Okay, so that was episode 8, and right off the bat, I think there's 3 things I want to talk about from this episode. Number 1, which I've been saying a long time ago, is finally we get the involvement of actual authorities within this matter, whilst a demon slayer was trying to slay, or in this case, apprehend a demon, right? So at the beginning of the episode, when Tanjiro was sort of restraining the turned demon by Muzan, and the police came, right? So it's always been a little bit off to me, like how exactly are the demon slayers operating for what seems to be hundreds of years, and yet they don't have any official connection or affiliation with the government authorities. Like, that just doesn't really seem to be very feasible to me. Consider this, like, you're running around chasing people, chasing demons who by all means have killed a lot of people, right? So these are all murder cases to normal people, and you're openly carrying a weapon yourself, you're on the streets, and then like, for instance, in this case where a demon manifested in a public area, are you supposed to slay this demon in the public area as well? Like, that's got to be all kinds of issues, and it's hard for me to believe that this never was really escalated or linked together to a certain organization, right? I can't believe the police or other relevant authorities are this incompetent. So I do believe that, you know, throughout all these years, there has to be, like, at least some department within the government that knows the existence of the demon slayers and might do their best to help smooth things out. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense how they're able to operate for so long. And speaking of which, like, what is the entire reason of maintaining secrecy at all, right? Like, wouldn't it be much better if the concept of demons was more widespread, and so there's like an official body to handle this type of work? Like, I'm sorry, I'm missing the memo. Why exactly do we need to keep this secret again? Right? And it's not like it's a hard thing to prove. I mean, there's literally people running around killing. There's literally demons running around killing other people who evaporate under the sunlight, right? Or evaporate once you used your special sword to poke them a bit. So I don't know. I hope there's a reasonable explanation for this. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to chalk this up to the author's inexperience in world building. So yeah, that was the first point that I wanted to make. Now, second of all is in regards to Muzan, right? So, in the first episode, in the last episode, he seemed to be very calm, collected, but here we can see that he's actually easily angered and he's quite petty, and definitely has some sort of complex in regards to himself. For one thing, it seems that he's trying to be like this perfect being, if you will. So instantly my mind goes to a lot of the vampire stories or whatnot, that consider themselves superior beings to normal humans, that kind of setting. This definitely does look like something similar to that, as well as the fact that it seems he had received humiliation before by some guy wearing the same type of earrings as Tanjiro is wearing himself right now. So maybe, possibly, that's Tanjiro's father or ancestor or something. It's all a possibility. Probably more likely an ancestor, considering that Muzan can live for hundreds and hundreds of years, right? In fact, now that I think of it, it's probably not a coincidence that Muzan went to Tanjiro's house and killed all his relatives, all his mom and his other siblings. It might just be possible that Muzan is trying to eradicate anything related with that pair of earrings, and Tanjiro just happened to be out at that time. So it's not a case of coincidence that Muzan killed his whole family. It was probably deliberate. At least that's what I'm guessing at right now. And because of this, I'm also thinking that probably Nezuko was not deliberately turned into a demon by Muzan as well. Like, I believe her condition is more inadvertent, especially considering that it seems she doesn't have any specific relation with Muzan, right? So this would be, this falls into something else where all the other former demons have said, and what Tamoyo and Yushiro have mentioned this episode as well. So there's definitely more backstory in regards to this case. Now, as for Muzan's actual own his own reasoning, his own ideology for doing this, still not quite sure. Maybe he doesn't really want to build some, demon nation or whatever. He just wants to try and perfect the perfect being himself. So maybe he doesn't really want that many demons in the world anyways. But we shall see, right? I am also curious what his actual identity is in the human world. Like, I have a sneaking suspicion he's actually a pretty high up government official or something similar to that. And finally, we get to the new duo of this episode, Tamayo and Yushiro, right? So, quite interesting as well, their dynamic and whatnot. I definitely felt like Tanjiro probably should have asked a lot more questions than he did within this episode. Like, how exactly did Tamayo change into a demon? What does she mean by removing a curse? Does this curse also apply to Nezuko as well? These kinds of things, right? I mean, it's all fine and dandy and all that now Tanjiro has a new mission, right? Gathering blood from powerful demons, but still, I feel like there's a lot of questions that needs to be answered first, and Tanjiro should have been asking those questions as well, since they do relate to his sister. Let's see. Beyond that, I think that about covers it. So we probably, it's pretty obvious that we're gonna get another epic fight next episode, probably between Tanjiro and Yushiro might team up together in order to combat these two new demons who appeared on the scene. And by the way, again, a quick shout out to the animation team, the UFO table. I mean, like the aesthetic for this episode was stellar as always. The ability use and whatnot, the special the very stylized way of drawing of these kinds of different abilities. It was quite nice, and I enjoyed it immensely as well. So hopefully that will continue in the next episode with the big fight, as well as throughout the series, which I do think it will. It hasn't shown any sign of dropping in quality, so that's a good for them. Alrighty, so I think that about concludes my review of episode 8. Again, I still have some major issues with how this world is set up, which hopefully somebody can explain if you've seen the original work of the manga before, or are these things deliberate, or are they actually accidental and it's just a fact of inexperience. So, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as well. I know I did. The things I liked to nitpick notwithstanding, I felt that it was beautifully drawn and the jokes were pretty funny as well. It was a pretty hilarious episode. So, until next week, until next time, and I will see you guys. Bye-bye.